Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Did you know that we have a Patreon page?
Yes.
You can go there. It's at patreon.com/retroam. You can get early access content. Like 1 week early, you can hear the episodes early if you're craving it. If you crave this podcast.
I want something else.
You can get bonus content.
What kind?
Additional talking tos about this video game.
Great.
Particularly when we've been told that people enjoy them.
Okay.
The people who enjoy them have told us that they do so for the most part. So please go there. Now, would you like to hear some hot sounds that I've recorded?
Yeah.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast series about Xenogears. Let us join together and unravel the mystery of interdimensional chair sitting. My name is Chris. I'm joined tonight by my friend Eric. Hey, Eric.
When you said join together, I thought you meant like many robots that could join together to form a larger robot.
That's not what I meant. I was actually quoting one of the last animes that we saw where one of the characters... We?
Oh, I'm sorry. Anime in this video
We are
game.
talking about this video
okay.
game,
Yeah.
yes. We're talking about this video game. Yes, I think Groff or Id or somebody said, let us join together. And then Khan said,
I'll never let you have him. Even if it kills me.
Never let
Over my dead body.
Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, that's what I was referring to. But it works in multiple ways. It is multifaceted. It is multidimensional, much like the content of this video game, I guess. So tonight, what's the chapter title?
The official title is Soul Vessel. Would you like to know the real title?
Yes.
Is it Let the Stars Know, Tell the Stars, or Fallen Stars We Claim?
So those aren't the rejected title or the alternate titles for the Stars No chapter.
I double checked.
Okay. All right. Just checking. Okay. I'm going to go with Fallen Stars.
No, you're wrong because that's not a choice. Try again.
Oh, Let
the Stars Know, Tell the Stars, Fallen Stars We Claim.
Fallen Stars We Claim.
No.
Okay.
Try again.
Let the Stars Know.
Yes.
Oh, great.
You
Thanks.
did it.
Let the Stars Know. We'll have to think about the meaning, ponder the meaning of that.
Starting last episode, Chris has to do this until he gets it right.
Oh, that's tough. That means I have to remember the choices that you gave me, which is even harder.
Yeah.
Because I'm balancing multiple things as we go
if
along.
only someone might ask you 91 questions about perfect work soon.
Hey, it might happen. Or it would have happened in the past by the time you're hearing this, unless you're on the real net. It's getting confusing. So we left off with Faye narrating to the song Flight, I think.
We did?
Yes.
I don't have last time in my notes. I'm all about this time.
And, well, he was telling us that we are out to find the Anima Relics before Solaris.
We have like a vague quest to go locate Anima Relics.
Yes. Zephyr has helped us locate them.
Chris, what's an Anima Relic? A thing to go get?
It's a MacGuffin, right?
It's a quest item.
Yes, it's a quest item. They do serve some sort of purpose,
What's
but
a way that we can put characters around this entire map to go look for, 9 or 10 objects?
Yes.
Or just 2? Who knows?
Yes. We're out of time. Let's just do 2. Zephyr has helped us locate them. What do you think the method of Zephyr helping us locating them? Did she always know? Did she always have the records? Did she check her record books? Is she consulting the lore dumping library? I don't know how she got this information, or is it just a matter of...
Speaking purely from my ass, she knew where they were all along, but only revealed their location when it was relevant right now. When she realized that Billy and Rico's gears were getting old and shitty, and she thought they could use an upgrade.
Yes, okay.
So she revealed the location of these things that confuse and delight Billy and Rico in these upcoming chapters, but ultimately do good.
That's true. So the game has no time for us to find these areas, so they take us...
Yeah, it has no time. We have no agency. They deposit us in these dungeons.
Yes, it's a sort of like a hangar-looking place.
Yeah, it's like a future hangar. There's like a stadium thing going around.
Yes, and
there's windswept noises. It's music-free for the opening part.
And who's the most important person here?
Shopkeeper Johnny.
Yeah, it's Shopkeeper Johnny. He's here.
So, I know that it's a video game and we need a shopkeeper because we haven't had access to a shop in a long time. I know that. But this is a sacred anima dungeon from an undiscriminated... Didn't Faye say we have to go back to the origin of all time or some shit?
Yeah.
Before he got here?
Yeah.
What's Shopkeeper Johnny doing here? Is he a guy in there? Is that just a gear? Is the gear talking to us? Why does he have the best available parts of this entire game right here? I wish I had... Why does he take cash? Who does he give the cash to? Where's the economy coming from? Chris, answers. Go.
No, I only have more questions. Fuck! Didn't he say something about his family being merchants for generations, and this is his battle to win too?
Yeah.
But I have a question. Is Shopkeeper Johnny a sentient being? Mech, or is he a person in the mech selling us things?
What if he's like Rattan?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Is he a follower of Krellian?
Man, if he was, I mean, would Krellian be outfitting us with the latest gear and extra AR +7s?
Maybe he is a failed or maybe escaped experiment from Nikolai Balthazar.
Would he have a sword for Citan's gear that he just got?
No, he's always had it.
Okay.
Like, he was made by Nikolai Balthazar. He escaped Solaris. And he's been hanging out in this dungeon because it's the safest place, and he's been grinding.
Mm-hmm. And he wants to let the start. Oh, he has been grinding.
Yes, he's been grinding, so that's where he's been able to find all these rare drops.
Please see my ship fic where Shopkeeper Johnny and Diana have a forbidden love between machine and woman.
The inevitable ranking of non-portrait characters, Shopkeeper Johnny will be...
He's up there.
Will be up there, I think.
Okay, advanced question. Is the Shopkeeper Johnny we encounter in the next episode of this podcast the same shopkeeper, or is it a networked hive mind?
It's either a networked hive mind or Johnny is the surname.
Okay, yeah. Good point.
So...
Did you buy any gear parts from Shopkeeper Johnny?
I did, but I bought them for my new team. I'm taking a new team here.
Who'd you pick, Chris?
Because, of course, this next...
Can I guess? Choo Choo Maria Faye?
No. That'd be rough. Because, of course, so I made an assumption. I didn't remember this part at all. So I made an assumption about this next dungeon that it was going to be a gear dungeon because we're starting off as little tiny people and we can get in our gears and they look normal size. So I'm like, okay, this is probably a gear dungeon. It's not a gear dungeon.
Not a gear dungeon.
So assuming that it was a gear dungeon, I decided, oh, well, hey, now's a good time to take Maria. So I took Maria.
Okay. Oh, no.
Yes.
Well,
also...
You can go back if you made a mistake, right?
Yeah, but sometimes you just want to commit to what you...
Okay,
your decision.
Yeah, your dumb path. You have save states. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, I kept Maria. I chose Maria. I kept Maria. Maria's going to take me through this dungeon here. And I also brought Emeralda, who is good in both contexts.
Did they need any upgrades?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because I think I may have forgotten to upgrade Emeralda, though, because she did not do very well in the upcoming mech battle.
At this point, we are rich.
Yes, we are.
We have tons of cash because, I mean, in those interstitial battles in the beginning of Disc 2, we were just getting like 50,000 Gs for making Ramsus our bitch.
Yeah. So I upgraded everything. I got my gears. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm buff. I'm going to beat some ass. I'm going to go there. And then I get to a tiny doorway and I'm like, oh, okay.
Before you got there, did you go around the arena and get all the treasure chests that you had to get out of your gear to go get?
Yeah, there's a couple of them. I don't remember.
There's like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Even once you approach the area where we ultimately have to go, you can walk around the back to it and get some stuff back there too.
So then, are you ready to go inside?
Yeah, we go to the blue-walled shaft dungeon and an invasion starts playing.
It does indeed. Is this like a Zeboim place?
It's gotta be.
It kind of harkens to the same tile sets that were being used in the Zeboim ruins. I'm not 100% sure if that's a fact, but that's at least the idea that I got here.
At some point in Perfect Works, it states that Zeboim is the 3rd civilization that before they wipe them out and start them all over again.
Yeah.
And... like, there's no information about whether other civilizations had advanced tech.
Right.
And as far as we know, the prototype, the model for that is Zeboim, where those blue shafted hallways where Solaris presumably got all of their tech.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess it's Zeboim. Or where are we? Are we underwater, underground? Do you even know?
I don't know.
Does it matter?
Queen Zephyr brought us here. I mean, it's probably a hangar that was, like, excavated.
Yeah.
And they knew where to dig. And then Rico did some sort of drill thing.
Rico did something?
Remember when Rico and Choo Choo were like, let's just fucking dig everything up?
Oh, yeah.
So maybe they finally were able to execute upon that plan.
Yeah, it's cute that you think they had good ideas.
Yeah, it is cute.
So what's the only thing that we fight here, Chris?
Well, no, there's actually, there's 2 things. The first enemy I ran into was called the Death Eater.
What?
Yes, he's rare. I only ran into him twice, I think.
What is that?
It's one of those, like, large-bellied creatures that
sucks us up?
Yeah.
And then you kill it, and then we disappear.
Yeah, forever. And this one, if you do a death blow, he's like, I'm going to eat you because you did a death blow on me. So I'm like, well, good thing I brought Maria because she can't. She can't do death blows. But anyway, that's the only thing I fought other than the defensive drones called Defensors with a C. Yeah,
there's these little tripod-ass baby droids that shoot lasers. They throw stopping nets on Citan, and they do EP buster damage, which takes your current EP and multiplies it by 10. And then hits you with it. And to me, that did 700 damage, which killed They one-shotted whoever they hit it with.
Wow.
And then they also did an explosion move, which halved all HP on the battlefield.
So you brought Faye and Sight, and who was the third one?
Elly.
Elly?
That's my team.
That
is my core team.
Okay.
I'm too afraid to use anyone else because I'm a person with not as much time as I used to have. And gosh, if I lose a battle, I'm on a memory card on a PS1. We can't just load our states, sir.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I have a confident, well-meaning team.
As a user of emulation, I am able to be a little bit more of a risk taker here. So, also, at some point during this point, I unlocked Emeralda's Earth Elemental Death Blow, and it became my favorite cartoon.
What is it?
Because she expands, it's called Tornado Hand, and it is exactly what you would expect, where she grows her cartoon hands out to epic proportions and then creates tornadoes by flapping them.
Hell yeah.
And it's hilarious.
If I can find it, we'll put that sound effect right here.
Cool.
So what would you say we do here?
Well, we don't just traverse forward. There actually is a couple of unique things we have to do here. First, you kind of go through this like glass hallway that kind of overlooks what looks like a computer room.
It's like an observational balcony.
Yeah, it ultimately ends up being an elevator room, but I thought it was like the bridge to a battle station or something.
Well, it looks like if there's a surgery down below, this is where the observers go, yes, she's taking out the aorta and replacing it with the kidney.
Yeah, sure, why not? Then you find a room where there's like a broken fuse box, and there's along the way there's several locks. Some are labeled lock A, some are labeled lock B.
The fuse box is sparking every now and then.
Yeah.
And then you are supposed to go get a fuse for this, but I didn't hit the panels or whatever first. I didn't hit the right computer before I went to go find the fuse. Did you find, when you eventually like went through one more hallway to find the fuse, did you pick it up when you first found it?
I think they said, Faye says there's probably a fuse in that other room, and he kind of looks at that room that has a lock, and I had already been in there before, so I knew how to get there, and then I found it in there.
Well, when I found the fuse before I knew how to find a fuse, Faye said, some kind of part is inside here.
Oh.
And Buddy didn't pocket it right there.
Oh.
It was just letting you know that once you know what you know, you have to go back and get what you know.
Thanks, Faye.
Yeah.
Just put the parts in your pocket, Faye. Come on.
And to find a fuse-like device part, which doesn't actually appear in your inventory, but it makes the inventory item noise.
Yeah, it's just a trigger kind of thing. So that once you repair that, you can unlock lock A, correct?
I think so.
Then you go traverse some more hallways and get to a room where there's a lock B puzzle, but most of the terminals are off.
Yeah.
And there's a slightly confounding moment when you're trying to figure out what code to input to turn this off.
You have to do something you've never done in this game before.
What, mathematics?
No, environmental storytelling.
Oh, yes, environmental storytelling. You have to look at that it's like
a row of mainframes?
Yeah, it looks like a file cabinet. It's like a server thing, and then you have to...
It's a 4x4 row, right?
Yeah, and then it gives you some hints, I think. A couple of hints.
Really?
Of where to look.
What are those?
Yeah. There's a hint that tells, or maybe it's contextual, where Faye's like, oh, well, it looks like maybe there's a thing over there. And then you can kind of read it, and I think it's like 030.
It's 0302, but you are intended to look at it, and there's pieces missing in the grid, and you are intended to put how many, I even forgot how to do it. I didn't even write it down. You have to interpret from that file cabinet server thing which ones are missing and line that up with the number that you input on the 4-digit code.
I think you're right. I think we haven't had to do any kind of math puzzles up to this point, but they decided within, like, the only way to secure the Anima Relics, especially through these next two areas, is
some puzzles.
The power of mathematics.
Yeah, one guy, I hope.
Yes.
But there is, I do like the environmental storytelling aspect. Was there a disaster here where computer equipment needed to be just ripped out to stop something from happening? And they just trashed it and left?
Yeah, the environments do have a lot to say, because you know that whatever civilization locked up these Anima Relics, they were an advanced civilization. Although they're ancient, they are much more advanced than the current civilization, and much more advanced from what we know from the civilization from 500 years ago. The Rani Fatima / Sophia / Lacan particular era of time. So that's interesting.
I still appreciate, I know we've talked about this before, but how Faye, a relative simpleton, can use Zeboim technology with ease.
Oh yeah, he's a seasoned Microsoft Office user by now.
Like automatically knows every shortcut.
Yeah.
Because he only taps the keys like 3 or 4 times, then opens locks and stuff like that.
He knows all the keyboard shortcuts. He knows how to empty his recycle bin. He's getting it. He's finally getting it. He knows how to use email now.
Yes.
He's like your mom in 1997, where it's like, Mom, check us out. You can email somebody, and you don't even have to like write it on a piece of paper. And your mom's like, I'll never need that. And then 3 months later, your mom's all over Facebook, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, then we can go downstairs and finally get to the computer room that can fix the elevator, right?
The big computer room.
The big one. It's got lots of monitors on it.
Yeah, you go
it's like
in there.
a Bloomberg terminal.
What is a Bloomberg terminal?
That's why Michael Bloomberg is really rich.
Because he knows how to use 8 computers at once, like in Swordfish?
You know those terminals that you see in like Wall Street and stuff, and they pipe out all that financial information. Those big fucking DOS.
Do you think I have a stock?
No, but you see them in movies.
Fuck you. Yeah, and I like the big screens where you look at 8 things at once.
He invented the first one of those.
Are you serious?
Yes. Or his company.
That was his big idea, to have a multiple, like, did he invented a hanger for CRTs?
Yes, it's a hanger for CRTs that pipes in financial information pre-internet.
Okay, well, fuck
Yes.
Mike Bloomberg.
Yes, exactly.
So this Bloomberg device is just basically a cockpit with about 15 screens.
Yeah, I would not even be surprised if it was a spaceship.
And it has multiple fluorescent colors in it. It looks like a skating rink in the 80s.
Yep.
So yeah, the elevator takes us down. Once we solve the Bloomberg terminal, the elevator takes us down to another room.
Yeah.
There are 4 computers at cardinal directions and only vague clues for what to do with these computers.
While we were on the way down from going down this elevator, I was waiting for boss music to start, weren't you? Like, it was I mean, I know there's a lot of really cool elevators in this game.
Yeah.
But this one felt like, okay, I'm at the end of this dungeon and now somebody's going to attack me. And it didn't happen, so.
Was this the elevator that had some weird kind of organic component to it too, where it was kind of extending out like a, I don't know how to describe it, like a telescope a little bit? You know
I don't
how
know.
Telescopes retract and stuff like that? I don't know if this was this
Oh,
dungeon or the
yeah, I
next
think
dungeon.
it did, yeah.
It was just a weird flare that probably took someone an extra day and a half to animate.
So the code puzzle down here, Eric.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Is it like a Sudoku type thing?
Yeah, it has to do with arithmetic, I believe. And I think the numbers that are in the column have to add up to the numbers that are in the row.
I aggressively don't care. But I know we're doing this podcast, so we have to explain it. My only note here is math puzzle, are you fucking kidding me? I ain't here for no school.
Yeah. This ain't no spelling bee.
I was told there would be no math.
But it is interesting. I think both the row and the column share a number in the middle, and you have to somehow.
Yeah, well, I need to get an Anima Relic as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I agree. How do you think you solved this back in the day?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I probably just hit random buttons the entire time.
Yeah, I know I was not good at this kind of thing.
Because isn't there, you can change the numbers on 4 terminals, but one terminal has the extra make thing go option attached to it.
Yeah, it's not something that you can really back your way into. But sure, it works. Also, I love how Faye laughs when he solves this puzzle.
Does he have an animation where he kind of gets in like the catcher's position for baseball and then...
Yeah, he kind of has a hearty laugh. He's like, hell yeah, I did math for the first time in my life.
This reminds me of Talking with Timothy. The other happy memory I have. That's just those 2.
This reminds me of when Dan was counting boobs. He only went to 2.
That happened?
No, but he talked about his sister's boobs.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry, hopefully somebody got that.
SisterlyEdibleComplex.com.
Yeah, sure. Alarm sound.
Yeah, alarm sound.
The Anima Relic is now open according to the broadcast.
Yeah.
Or something.
They broadcast in the same language that we happen to speak. How nice.
Sure. Then we go down a long hallway, and it is sort of the lighting situation has changed to maybe like a green tint. And then there's some cool fucking pressure locks.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
3, 4 steambolt locks.
I love steambolt pressure locks. I don't know why we have to... I mean, there's a lot of technology around here. There's probably a lot of tech here that can secure gates with things more advanced than steam pressure locks, but guess what?
They're cool.
They're cool.
They're cool.
And there are 3 of them.
Yes.
Blast doors. That means whatever's back here is going to be extremely cool.
It is. Then we go inside the Anima Relic chamber. Is it extremely cool?
It's very cool in there.
Yeah. Can you describe the Anima Relic?
It is a huge save point in a massive glass-like illuminated container in the middle of a Deus Ex Machina dungeon.
Yes. I
meant to say Daemon Ex Machina dungeon.
Yeah, Deus Ex Machina. Yeah, I didn't know where you're going with that, but okay.
It looks a lot like the subterranean levels in that Nintendo Switch and now PC video game.
Cool. I wrote down it's a big yellow ethereal diamond, but I like your description better.
It really reminded me about how in this and in Xenosaga, that kind of becomes emblematic of the Xeno name as a whole.
Yeah. In
Zohar and other alien terms that will have significance quite soon.
Yeah. What is it? It's God's wisdom.
Sure, yeah. I think it's the thing that makes the save point noise an aggressive repetition.
Okay. If you don't have Elly or Billy here, they will show up for some incidental dialogue because we cannot be asked to write dialogue for every single character at this point in time.
Billy walks in out of nowhere, signaling that Billy will utilize this because I have played a JRPG before.
Yes. He notices that this thing is calling him, and then the pulsating save point noise begins to like beckon more aggressively.
Yeah, like it starts repeating with a greater frequency.
It's pretty cool.
I've tried to do that in some of our outtakes before when we go way off the rails.
Yeah, I noticed
did it way
that.
better.
You do a great job.
Billy says, "Who is it? Who's calling me? I don't know. I don't know. What should I do? You were waiting for me?" And then it just keeps amplifying in frequency. And then Faye's like, Billy?
Billy, yeah. And this is obviously the payoff for how the Gazel Ministry and others have talked about how the Animus people have surrounded around Faye, and Billy is being one of those.
It is reacting to Billy.
Yes, indeed.
It is, apparently Billy is the only person who could make this happen with this object.
Yes, he has to be here through the circumstances of his particular fate, I guess. Yeah. Or maybe not fate. I mean, fate is sort of, in this game, fate is sort of a system that was built by things that we don't know about yet, and that system has driven Billy to this point. His existence was, essentially, his purpose was to be here, and not in a weird, mystical, star-gazed future, gazing off into the horizon kind of thing, but more along the lines of like somebody pressed a button on a process and that process executed, and that process ended with Billy being here.
Thank you, Bishop Stone.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, you'll have to wait until Chrono Cross to actually kill Fate.
Yes. By the way, Eric's joke works really well about Bishop Stone because that's my last name.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. So good joke. I don't know if people got that, didn't know my last name.
Eventually, it starts spinning so fast and it disappears, making a really cool sound effect. And briefly flashing Billy's eventual Omni gear.
Yeah, it's cool.
Billy says, "Did you see that? It looked like my gear."
Except for now it's got two capes, kind of.
It splits. And it has the exact same color scheme as Veltal too. Faye suggests they leave to see if any change has taken place.
Yes.
Which is what I always do when I switch rooms at work.
So now it's time for everybody to leave.
Yes, we go to the exit floor. As the gang leaves, who do they encounter in the hallway?
They encounter the Teen Girl Squad, the Elements.
Absolutely. All four elements.
Good thing I brought my Teen Girl Squad of Maria and Emeralda, which are going to be great in this battle. Right?
Oh, well, I mean, Emeralda is a capable fighter at this point, right? I don't use her because I'm afraid.
Oh, yeah, she's fine.
She beats the shit out of people. Maria can do some ether spells, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, Kelvena, Seraphita, and Talone are up in here, and then Dominia is in the back, kind of as like a rear command position. Faye points at them and says, "You girls again."
Yeah, I wrote that down. You girls again.
But he physically points. Like, I haven't seen him pointed shit.
Yeah.
As if no one else can see these people, and he's confirming that they're there.
I feel like the sprites, especially in these next couple of sequences, these next couple of chapters are more expressive than they ever have been.
I think so too. Like the first time we fought Talone and Seraphita, they kind of had bouncy animations, and they had quite a bit to them for what we thought was a one-off battle. And this is the first time we've seen sprites for Dominia and Kelvena.
Yeah.
Kelvena. Damn it.
Kelvena.
Velveeta.
It actually gets... Okay, yeah. So... They know what's up, by the way. The Elements, they know.
Yeah.
Did they follow us?
They would have to, unless they knew the location, but...
They never discussed the mechanics of how they figured out how they got here.
That they wanted the Anima Relic and it's theirs, but it could only react to Billy.
But they have Ramsus.
So?
Ramsus can react to any Anima Relic, which we'll find out later.
I didn't know that he had the Mega Man at the end of the game with all the powers available. Okay.
Yes.
Didn't know that. Spoilers.
That's something we find out in maybe the next chapter.
Well, now
okay.
we find out that Night of Fire plays.
Yeah, it does. So that means there's a boss battle.
Dominia tells us we have a new gear that has been aligned with the Anima Relic. Kelvena says it should have been theirs.
Yes.
We need stronger powers in order for Commander Ramsus to realize his long-cherished desire.
Yes, and I think that maybe is a slight reference to getting these things to align with Ramsus.
Yes, Talone says yes, for the building of our ideal country. We can't allow you to take it. Faye asks why they're doing this when all the shit is going down on the surface, and Dominia says that what the Gazel do, and whatever happens here, is none of her concern. She still calls us weak, inferior people, despite us whooping her ass a whole bunch throughout the game.
Yes. There's some conversation about the powerful, the powerless, etc.
Yeah, it's like an extension of the have and have-nots thing that Elly tried to do at Nisan.
And then Faye utters a line that I find curious where he says that he believes that it is a coincidence that they themselves did not mutate during that last event.
Well, no, Faye doesn't say that. Dominia calls them out on that. She says, yes, you the strong and superior were the first to preserve yourselves without any mutations. Is that not right?
Yeah, and he says it's completely a coincidence that they didn't, and I don't believe him.
No.
He's wrong. Faye is wrong here.
Is he lying, or does he not know?
I think he just maybe doesn't quite understand it yet.
Okay, Faye's a dumb guy.
Yes. Elly tells the elements that, hey, you guys used to be surface dwellers.
Yeah.
She says, quote, I know that you know how it feels to be a have-not, so why do you, and then she kind of trails off. Kelvena interrupts her at some point and says, people must be able to stand on their own in any circumstances they are in. Overprotection only stunts the will to be independent. This stunts the growth of the people and the world. We've experienced it firsthand. And then...
live by one's own strength.
Yeah.
Stand on one's own feet. It's sad but true that the weak will be weeded out. We cannot look back. This is the providence of human existence.
The providence. There's that word again. I think it's been used a couple times in this game, and I like the way that word is used in this game several times.
That to me is an extension of the bootstrap motherfucker speech that Sidon kind of gave in the id interrogation in Solaris.
Yeah.
About how pull yourself up, don't rely on others, individualism type stuff. Before that, during this whole back and forth, the camera does a neat thing where it flips 180 degrees depending on who's talking.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a cool effect.
Vaguely cinematic.
Yeah.
The only thing that Sarah really has to contribute is a neat shaking head animation. And then it puts what's the font thing where there's a dash and it's got like a tilde? Is that... like a lot of her words are artificially extended when she says, you're so nice and kind, after Billy tells them that people are people and we should help everyone.
Indeed.
So they're kind of mocking Billy's goodwill, even though Billy is way more hardcore than them as he has killed far more people. Or led them to molestation dungeons.
Time for the battle now, Eric.
Yeah, Dominia says, show me that providence of yours that wishes to save the have-nots. It's a pretty good pre-battle sign-off line.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. So this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Maria is not ideal here.
No.
Not at all. So my goal with Maria during this battle was to try to get off some of her Seisbon summoning attacks to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I got off one because she kept getting knocked out or getting all of her EP stolen.
Cool.
It did a lot of damage when I did it. It did like 1,000 to everybody.
The elements are quite a collection. Dominia summons a sword out of the ether.
Yeah,
which is really nice.
The animation for that is sick.
Yeah, it's top notch.
Yes.
Like I almost didn't mind getting the shit beat out of me, but she doesn't do that much damage with it. It's like 60 or 70.
Yeah, not until a little bit later.
And they all have their various elemental affinities, which I didn't quite think logically and understand what those were when I was doing Elly's elemental death blows.
Yeah.
And my first two moves were fully healing Seraphita.
So Pokemon has kind of ruined me because Pokemon is a massive 18-stage game of paper, rock, scissors.
Right.
But in a lot of RPGs, there are diametrically opposed elements like ice versus fire.
Yeah.
That's not how it works in Pokemon. Like, fire is good on ice, but ice is not good on fire. Water is good on fire in Pokemon. And that logic has ruined me, and I can never quite wrap my head around using proper elements in games like this because of the way they are opposed to each other.
Well, thankfully, Xenogears lets you whoop them with superior firepower.
Yeah, that works too.
I forgot to mention that during Dominia's 6-sword combo, I think she has either the only one or a second one where she repeatedly teleports and slashes and murders the fuck out of whoever her target is.
Yeah.
I think that may be like a one-shot kill type thing.
I think she only, at least in my playthrough, she only did that after all the other elements were knocked out. So, don't know if that's a specific trigger, but that's how I experienced it.
Okay, maybe that was it, because Dominia was the last one I went for, because I think Talone started healing them.
No, Kelvana is a healer, and if you do damage to Dominia at any point, she will auto-heal for 5,000.
Jesus.
Herself.
The whole party or just Dominia?
Just herself, I think. But once you knock the other ones out, she stops doing that.
Okay.
So you have to leave her for last, unless you can really do it. So I went for Kelvana first because she was the healer. She kept healing people. Then I probably should have went for Seraphita first because she's the one who keeps draining all of my EP, and I needed EP because I had Maria.
She immediately took all of Citan's EP in my
with her
fight.
booty shaking move.
Yeah.
Is what she does that with. She also has Galactic Donuts.
What?
It's a move that Gotenks has in Dragon Ball Z, where he creates these like 3 donuts of energy that surround the opponent and then squeezes the fuck out of them. She does that, but except for she lights them on fire when she does it.
Oh, cool.
So
I don't remember if from the original battle, Talon has a move where she jumps up in the sky and then does a Ninja Turtle kick, but with her face.
Yeah, she does that in this battle too.
Okay. That was unique and kind of reinforced her half android.
Yeah. So I didn't lose, despite Maria being dead for most of the battle. And even when I tried to revive her, she got knocked out again. So I eventually, while Maria was alive, I would just have Maria use healing items on my characters. And good thing I had a lot. And then just did the thing with the other characters.
I don't know the last time I used an item in battle that was not a Zetasol. Like, I've got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't ever use it because the classic thing of, well, what if I need it later?
Well, guess what, Eric? Game's winding down.
Chris, what do we get as a reward?
I didn't write it down.
Drugs.
Oh?
We get a strength drive, a vitality drive, an ether defense drive, and an ether drive.
Yes.
We actually get drives. Maybe this has been happening the whole time, but I finally just started paying attention to it. I think they permanently increase your stats.
Yeah, they do. I just never connected it to drive the combat drug.
This is what I did, and I think when I made Choo-Choo's ether ability OP the first time I played this game 21 years ago.
Cool.
I just think it's funny that the beginning was definitely DARE program, say no to drugs, and now it's harsh times, so we need to do all the drugs possible.
So there's a scene in the anime called Rurouni Kenshin where Kenshin is talking to his young friend Yahiko, and he's teaching him basically how to sword fight, because Yahiko has got he's got to defend his girlfriend at some point.
Of course.
From these drunken thugs that hang out at the sake place or whatever, the bar, the ramen bar, whatever it is. And he tells him a technique of, okay, you're going up against these 5 grown adults. You're like 11, but you're pretty good at sword fighting. So what you need to do is taunt them, run away from them because you're faster and have more endurance, and then go down an alley so you can take them one-on-one. So the elements kind of want to do that here, but they don't fully do that. They don't lure us into a hallway. They lure us outside where they can access their gears.
Well, yeah, when Dominia walks away, she says they'll finish us off in their gears.
Yeah, and it's like, Faye and the party, they're like, they accept the terms. They're like, no, wait, we just beat your ass, and we're just going to beat your ass even more. They decide not to do that.
Faye says, quote, what meaning is there in fighting again?
Yeah. Which,
Faye, you're in an RPG, and you're a protagonist. You're going to just keep fighting. That's the only way you have to express yourself.
Yeah.
Other than yelling at your girlfriend later.
For sure. So they go out, and the elements are there in their 4 gears, but what do?
Flight starts playing.
Yeah.
And then Kelvena says, let us merge and combine our forces.
Yes.
Which is the Megatron merge for the kill line.
I have a question about the song Flight here.
Yeah?
I know that the soundtrack isn't as robust as the contemporaries of the time, like Final Fantasy VII. Do you think that they lacked an appropriate song here and chose the most anime song they have?
Flight's pretty good. I think Flight is like a secret top 3 song.
Yeah, it's definitely a good song. I'm just asking you if you think it fits here.
Yeah,
and
I think it works.
If it fits here, does that mean that Flight is the most anime song on the soundtrack?
Ooh.
I think it might be. At least of the ones we've heard so far.
Blue Traveler is fairly anime as well, in my opinion. Of course, I've seen, 9 animes ever. So, not the greatest opinion lord on that one. But it does the thing that whenever you see a giant robot show, when the giant robots transform, they can't display it using the environmental art. They have to display time warp art, which is there's gold, silver, and blue, different colors as the individual elements' gears blow off parts and transform to their greater gear pieces.
Right. It's beautiful that they cry out elements formation and a lot of transforming begins to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite part of the transformation?
Definitely when it's all finished and then it punches both fists forward with lightning effects, shoots out a ring of abdominal energy, then the line in the center roars. But I do appreciate how shoulder pads and stuff blow off of the thing. So yeah, the yellow pterodactyl flies through a blue time tunnel, and all the different elements have their own colors, and they're all offset to different colored time tunnels to make it just a really nice, well-produced thing.
My favorite part is twofold. First is when the pterodactyl mouth opens and extends and becomes the helmet.
Yes, it comes off and it's the helmet.
That's awesome. And the second part is, of course, the Transformers Predacon thing, where the lion head becomes the chest and then just
It roars.
Even though it's not the head, it's not the face, it roars.
Yeah, that is exactly what you want. And my next note is, God, this shit rules.
Yeah. I mean, this is again a continued extension of the masturbatory mecha stuff that Takahashi wanted to get in this game, I think. Or at least somebody. I don't know if it was him, but
anything
somebody.
with giant robots and these robots combining into larger robots. That is a core tenet of giant robot fiction.
Yeah, and that happened with the Yggdrasil 4, and now it is happening here.
Yeah, we've had Transformer, and then we have transform into something bigger.
Yeah.
But then as soon as Flight gets finished, Night of Fire plays. This is a long sequence. Like, this is a sequence. It's like a 2.5 minute sequence of them, of just polygons forming bigger polygons.
There's a lot. And then it's time. I think at the very end, they get their Kishin sword. They say something about it?
Yeah, it says Kishin sword and then G elements. The thing is called G elements. Then G elements, like Dominia, summons a sword out of thin air.
Yes, indeed. I don't know if you noticed this, but there is a specific tell during this battle when one of the elements cries out.
Oh, yes, I have all their quotes.
Yes, okay, go for it.
Dominia says, I'll finish him, which makes sure that she can use Kishin sword.
Yes.
Kelvina says, I'll have a go, which forces 600 to 1,000 water ether damage on all of us. And then Talone says, leave it to me, which does wind ether damage. Seraphita says, I'll get you, which does fire ether damage. And then doesn't that change their affinities and weaknesses at the same time, too?
Yes, it's a tell for which elemental weaknesses that you want to exploit.
But does that matter when you're in Gears?
It only matters if you have Elly.
Okay.
Basically, and ether doublers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Which you do, of course.
Emeralda also has these as well. She has elemental attacks, but I did not bring any elemental, or I didn't equip her with ether doublers.
Any of that stuff?
Yeah.
So, as you know, even though Tora told us it was only an emergency, this is a pretty big emergency to me, so I activated System Id.
Yeah.
But when I did that, you know what else I found?
What?
He's got more magic attacks that I didn't even know about.
Yeah, Thorwave.
Thorwave and Flaming Hell.
Yeah, I've tried Thorwave, I haven't tried the other one.
I imagine that's lightning, and I imagine Flaming Hell is fire, but I was just like, when did we get were you going to tell me about this?
Thorwave's definitely a Kamehameha attack.
Cool.
But I haven't checked the other one out
Did
yet.
it do more damage than a System Id square attack?
No, definitely not.
Okay, then why ever use it?
I didn't try it in this battle, though. I tried it in one later.
Like, that's something I'm kind of noticing this time with the game, is I'm not really experimenting with stuff. I'm finding, like, one elemental attack or something that works, or a combo that works, a death blow that works, and just using the same one over and over and over again because it does the most damage.
Well, yeah.
Like, there's no great pressure to express myself. I know that that's what this battle's trying to do by changing their elemental weaknesses and stuff, but I've got good parts. I don't care. So, do you have anything else for this battle? Did you work them? I used air odds and System Id and then Sighten shitty attacks over and over again.
So I think that I forgot to upgrade the Crescents here.
Cool.
And it didn't do a lot of damage.
Neither did Sighten, and he had prime time shit. I think only compared to Faye's ultimate attack and Elly's air odds attack, you know, the regular X attack, unless you get the death blows up or get lucky and get to infinity mode, that's not necessarily going to make a big impact.
Yeah, and the Kishin sword attack eventually began to own Maria, and Maria got knocked out.
They never used it on me.
Yeah, they used it on me, and they knocked out Maria. And then Crescents eventually got knocked down as well. And
so it was just your Faye gear, and that's
it was Faye, and this was sort of the desperate battle that I needed, like the desperate battle from the JRPGs of yore, where you've got one character left and that one final move that you want to get off, and I'm like, okay,
this shit better work.
My final move was going to be a second initiation of the System Id. I go to pull up System Id, and it's like, you don't have enough fuel. So I used the charge command for the first time since starting playing this game.
Oh boy.
Got enough fuel back, initiated System Id, and then won in 2 more turns.
Nice.
And with the Veltal 2 only having a handful of HP left. So
pro tip.
I got that pro final. I was between life and death when I won here.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Enforce the appropriate level of drama onto your person.
I also forgot to tell you about the reason that I was out of fuels. Because
why'd you do that? Did you forget, or?
No, I used a frame 90 HP system to repair myself.
Shit,
because Faye was almost dead.
God.
And he got all his health back, but it was almost out of fuel. So, but it worked out. It was cool. And what happens when you kill him?
For pro tip gamers, if you have System Id going and hit charge, you get 10x the usual charge rate.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So when you kill them, you get 3 things. One of them is 106,000 experience points, or probably more for Chris since 2 of his characters were dead.
Yeah.
Faye ate up 300,000 of that one.
Sure, he needs it.
30,000 gold, and then we get something called, it's the Kishin sword.
Yeah, did you notice how it falls from the sky?
Yeah, dude.
It's cool.
It's really cool. It has the elements make a unique sound effect. And then fall into an energy mushroom cloud, and then it seems like they're vaporized, and I was like, are they dead?
Yeah.
Did we kill them?
Did we kill them? No, we didn't kill them.
The sword flies up, falls on the ground, and gets stuck in a very cool way. Like when you throw a sword at the ground, this is how you want it to get stuck.
Yeah. Often it probably just lands on the hilt and it just breaks. But
like whenever somebody cool throws a knife at the ground, it always gets stuck like this.
Yeah.
And when I do it, the hilt, bounces off and goes into my grandma's leg.
Lost Broken Shards begins to play, and the elements are now, they're still on the screen, but they're in their individual gears here.
Yeah, they have somehow decomposed, discombobulated. Kishin's sword, by the way, are we to assume that's for Citan's gear? It is. Like, I didn't actually try to fit it yet. I was like, well, who else can pick up this big damn sword?
Yeah, it definitely is.
I do think it's funny that, like, Citan's holding that, and they're all in there. He's like, I'm just gonna, can I take this?
Yeah,
you summoned it out of the ether, but I guess it won't be desummoned.
Yeah.
So yeah, our element friends are still alive. Maybe we just busted up their combiner aspect.
Sure.
I did wish there was a sweet animation of like it breaking apart as opposed to just vaporizing.
Elly she's beginning to do more of the Mother Sophia thing here.
She tries to reason with them.
Yes, some things only the weak can feel, but weakness does not make them servile. It's because they are weak and they can develop kindness and never look down on people. That is where real human interaction comes from. Everyone has weaknesses, even you did at first. And she's essentially patting the elements on the head saying, we owned you, we don't have a reason to fight you anymore, get over your shit.
She tries to tell them that their original weaknesses drew them to each other and made them grow strong, and to never forget their feelings when they all lived together side by side at Jugend.
Indeed. This is another moment of Lost Broken Shards where if you let the scene linger too long, it just plays the track once.
Yes, I was typing these notes and then it got silent.
Yeah. I think that is the primary way to tell the difference between Lost Broken Shards and Shattering Egg of Dreams, actually.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Because those songs sound a lot the same.
As we hard walk away, like we do like a badass about face.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing actually said, but you can tell you just beat the shit out of them yet again. And Dominia says, wait, are you trying to show us mercy? Because we're not executing them.
No, we're not.
Or are you just trying to show off?
Ooh, I think, interesting. I think we would have to, this would have to be a character by character analysis. Maria and Esmeralda are definitely trying to show off.
Yes.
Faye is probably trying to show mercy.
Yes, Faye shows mercy. In my case, if you didn't have Elly here, I guess she didn't end up telling off the elements, did she?
No, she was there.
Oh, she was there. Okay.
She showed up, yeah.
That's right. So that signals that Dominia did not get the point, and that Elly tells her that, and that there's no reason to fight her anymore.
Yep.
Elly's gear is the last one to leave, which makes it personal for Elly and her old friends to like stick behind and kind of stick it to him. Will we ever see these ladies again?
Well,
It seems like Elly was trying to teach them a lesson that any other story would pay off later in a heroic moment. I have no idea. I don't remember.
I'm not sure. Please don't tell us, Real Net.
Initializing Real Net. You must mean the fake net. I'll initialize her for you.
Initializing fake net.
What? I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Or fake net, for that matter.
You can tell Chris. I'm not looking at him. Spoil him.
No, if it's on there, I'm reading it. Sorry. Going down with me. Then the scene cuts to Faye narrating from a chair. Flight is playing, and he's basically, I think he's just closing the scene out here.
Yeah, he's in front of a JPEG of what we were just looking at.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
He says they resumed their search for the next Anima Relic.
Then the scene fades, and guess what? The Gazel Ministry, they're not dead. I thought they were dead.
He is no longer one of us.
Yes. He dares to go against our objectives, just like the other one.
We can still activate the key.
We must do something about the one who stands in our way. We must eliminate Cain.
But we cannot stand up to his power.
Only Cain can destroy Cain.
So, Mother, will you do it for us?
Maybe. Did Krillian say anything?
Something concerning the potential energy as a countervailing existence, with everything focusing on a single point.
I see. The car is still shaken up by yesterday's defeat against Faye. We are almost ready. I need a little more time.
Then we'll wait. We'll wait till the time is right.
Yeah, when they were kind of screaming on the last one and getting annihilated by some electricity juice from Krellian. Was it Krellian?
No, it was Cain.
Cain, yeah. Cain was...
showing who's boss.
It was like the episode of The Simpsons where they get the buzzers to torture each other.
Yeah.
The electroshock therapy.
They're specifically referencing that they're saying about Cain, he is no longer one of us.
Yeah, these fuckers know what's up.
Only Cain can destroy Cain. They want to kill Cain.
He dares to go against our objectives, just like the other one. Chris, who's the other one?
Krellian.
Okay.
Probably right.
And they're all talking to each other here.
Yeah.
There's no one else in the room.
They're probably talking about Krellian. Krellian, well, I don't know. They're still sort of on the same page as Krellian, at least from their perspective, at least from what we can see externally. So who knows? They
talk about using the key and, like you said, eliminating Cain, and they say only Cain can destroy Cain. What does that mean?
Well, I think we're going to find out later.
They then ask Mother to do it for them. Then the camera flips to reveal Miang.
Oh, so I guess Miang is Mother. Don't know how we didn't figure that out before.
Another mother.
Guys.
Miang says something cryptic about Ramsus and says she will need a little more time and that they will have to wait.
She's basically got to work Ramsus like a college basketball coach works the refs.
Yeah, dude.
Where continually either is belligerent or is nice enough in order to get things to swing your way without the person really knowing that they're doing it consciously, I think is her strategy here.
Chris, dig deep. In this game, who is manipulated more times, Faye or Ramsus?
Woo! Wow. Oh, wow. I would probably, if you were to weight the manipulative actions, it would probably be Ramsus, but in terms of like the pure quantity, Faye.
I just think they're both kind of manipulated, but Faye is usually sought out for actual help to solve real problems, where Ramsus does like Black Ops dirty work stuff because no one else will do it.
He's a part of schemes.
Yeah, he kind of involuntarily, I don't know, he seems like, and he fucks it up half the time too.
Yeah. So that's it for that. We have somebody listening into this, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Dominia, she's listening in, and
it pulls out, and this is interesting because it's a door on that cruiser where Miang electrified Elly.
Yeah, where she did the eye bling thing and hypnotized her or whatever. Yeah,
which I believe is the Ezekiel, which kind of confirms that the Soul 9000. You see it blink in and out. I don't know if it's getting turned off or if it's dematerializing or what, but it's just in this kind of danger room off to the side in the middle of the ship.
Yeah, it's weird.
And I do think it's interesting that you can overhear stuff happening in there. That seems like a pretty big design flaw.
Yeah, it does. She repeats a line that she just heard where she says, Krellian, a countervailing existence.
Yeah. What's countervailing mean? Is that one of your vocabulary words? Because it was one of mine and I forgot to look it up.
I didn't look it up, but I think it just means... shit.
You asked the fake net?
Initializing fake net.
Countervail, verb. Offset the effect of something by countering it with something of equal force. Fight fire with fire.
We could just ask the internet real quick.
Initializing fake net.
First the real net, now the internet. There shall be no other gods before me. I am the one God.
It means what it sounds like it means. To offset the effect of something by countering it with an equal force. So I think they're referring to Krellian as a countervailing existence to themselves, maybe?
Sure.
Because they both have this ultimate plot to revive God, but they're both doing it in different ways.
Right.
We know that from a previous conversation with Miang.
Human interest in mind.
Yes.
So Dominia, being hopelessly fixated on Ramsus, thinks she has to warn him immediately that he's about to be used yet again.
Indeed. Then it cuts to the bridge, and Ramsus is in the process of trying
to
leave and being held back by a couple of the elements.
Talon and Kelvena.
And he says, only I, who transcend all other humans, can possibly take him down. And this is maybe our first hint that Ramsus has his being, his existence is something beyond just somebody who was born.
Yeah.
I think. Or at least he believes that himself.
Some programming is going very badly here. Talon and Kelvena say tell him not to worry and that he'll take care of, that they will take care of Ramsus. And he replies by calling them fools and stating that only he can beat them.
Yes.
So my guy is like super delusional, super narcissistic. And he says, only I, who transcend all other humans, can possibly take him down.
Yes. We know that because I just said that. And he says, only I, who transcend all other humans, can possibly take him down.
Oh, really?
Yes. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to own you on the podcast, Eric. Eric looks dejected.
No, it haven't. So then the door opens and Dominia's there.
Yes.
I'm going to delete it when you said it and put it in when I said it.
That's fine. I mean, you're in control here.
Dominia walks in like clearly, not clearly, but suggestedly flustered to tell him about this stuff.
Yeah, he butts through anyway.
He just says move.
Yeah, get the fuck out of the way. Now we're back to some narration. Elly is narrating. Ship of Regret and Sleep is playing here.
It's my least favorite song in this video game.
It is obtrusive.
I don't like it.
It's quite intrusive, actually. And
electric piano shit.
Yeah. Elly's narrating, telling us that she temporarily went back to Nisan, and mainly because she had a stirring feeling.
Yeah, she said she went back while the rest of our party searched for the last known Anima Relic, which is strange because I brought her in the fight for that last known Anima Relic. Maybe she just meant like looked around the globe or something. She sensed that with her heart, danger may arrive.
Yes, treatments. She mentions the treatments of the people that were destroyed, or not destroyed, but whose bodies were messed up by the nanomachines.
At that point, there's a JPEG of the Nisan conference room.
Yeah, people are getting their bodies back. And
Margie, Elly, and Agnes are tending to mutants in the bed in that picture.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was going to say, like, the treatments become more successful as Taro's nanomachines continue to improve, and the day was coming when everyone would revert back to normal. Which, boy, Chris, things sure are looking up, aren't they?
Yeah, they're looking great. Things are going to go great.
Nothing's bad. Everything's on the up and up. People are recovering. Even the big-time muties are being demuted. It's going good. What happens?
Now, before we talk about this next JPEG that arises, I want to first preface this conversation with, this is the first time I wish we got to actually see a scene play out.
Yeah.
But we don't.
Elly was drawn there. We're in agreement that she's having more like Sophia illusions.
Yeah,
premonitions,
I think so.
Like her need to protect and her fear of danger.
Yeah, her need to be in that specific place.
Because some danger is coming. Chris, what's the danger?
It is a JPEG of the Vendetta.
Yes.
Ramsus has assaulted Nisan.
He's standing up to Agnes in the JPEG.
My favorite line here from this bit of narration is, the Nisan and Shavat militia, even Rink and friends from Solaris who now serve to protect Nisan, could not thwart the assault.
I have that capitalized.
The Proud Boys have repented.
Yes.
Good on them. They finally started to masturbate once again.
Yeah.
So, shout out to the former Proud Boys of the Solaris Gebler forces. Ramsus pressed towards the cathedral. And
he's looking for Faye. He's here to look for Faye, and he's burning down Nisan to justify his own existence.
Elly describes him as, he was ruined.
Yeah.
Eric, I have I want to briefly become a scenario designer for a moment.
Okay, great.
Wouldn't this scene play out in a really interesting and cool way if we were playing this and we were in control of Ramsus fighting against
that'd be good.
The Shavat militia.
Yeah.
And seeing it all from his perspective. And then
just laying waste to everybody.
Yeah, laying waste to everybody and letting this whole thing play out. I think that would have been a cool way for
That's a really great idea
to play out. But
kind of like the Final Fantasy VII mission where you're Sephiroth in the flashback.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Would be cool. Maybe they thought about that. I'm sure they did because they're smarter than me.
Yep.
So now we're seeing a play, a high school play.
A little bit. Which part?
Well, just the way in which there is a JPEG in the background and there are also actors in the foreground moving around,
the major players
playing the scene out.
Yeah, the major players kind of show up in pixel person form. Before he gets there, Elly says that everybody evacuated to the cathedral, and I'm like, is the cathedral the first evacuation point? What happened to the Fort Jasper special point underground where everybody went? Did Fort Jasper float away, or is it still up there? Like, why didn't... The cathedral seems like a pretty rickety building, if you ask me.
That's true. Ramsus has captured Elly, and we see a still picture of the coolest JPEG we've seen thus far in the course of these narrated sequences, where Ramsus is holding Elly with the Vendetta, invoking that one famous scene from Evangelion.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I would have loved to have seen this play out in, whether it be an anime or in a real in-the-game engine. It would have been neat.
So yeah, Ramsus has her. He asks again where Faye is. He knows Faye's here, and he wonders why he's not coming out.
Yes. Then we actually get after she's captured, we actually get a Rink portrait, and he shows up and he says, "Boss."
Yeah, I think it's funny that he captures Elly. It's incidental. He says, "You will do," and just gets her up. But yeah, then we actually get the Rank portrait. Rank comes back.
So do you think he was specifically targeting Elly because he knew that she was connected to Faye?
No, I think I don't think he's targeting Elly. I don't think he sees Elly as the important person that she actually is.
Yeah.
I just think it's, like you said, it's a pure Faye connection.
Yeah.
But it's funny that the Proud Boys all came out, and I didn't recognize their sprites. I was like, who the fuck is that? Because they look like they're wearing all dark Donald Duck clothes.
Yeah.
Their little sailor outfits or whatever. But yeah, Ramsus just says he's going to kill Elly.
Yeah, and somehow he's unable to do it. I don't think that they really tell us why or what the mechanics were.
Fate.
Like, he couldn't squeeze her to death or whatever. He somehow just kind of like there's a bling or
there's a flash noise.
Yeah.
And the JPEG switches over to a bent over Vendetta, and Elly appears to have been dropped.
Yep.
Ramsus says his gear is frozen and he can't move.
He's pissed.
He concludes that he's inferior to Elly as Rank checks to see if Elly is okay.
Elly then flat out asks Ramsus, "Why are you so hung up on this shit?
Well, she's like, psychologically, what is wrong with you, sir?
He decides to answer with a minor lore dump. He says, I was originally created to be the integration of all human abilities, to be able to align with all the Anima Relics. I was created to have the powers equivalent to those of Emperor Cain, which answers a lot of questions.
Yeah, you could say I was to be the ideal form from which all people strive to become. So he uses the word created here a whole lot.
Yeah.
So are we assuming Krellian made him to be like Cain?
Krellian needed a countervailing existence to Emperor Cain in order to keep that in check. And as we come to find out a little bit later in the game, Cain still has an immense amount of physical power that can only be neutralized by Ramsus. Like, his purpose seems to be to either replace or destroy Cain.
You think Cain would have been okay with that? Like, how did Cain not know that was on the table?
That's true. Maybe he didn't know that he used his own DNA or whatever to do that. Maybe he just thought he was trying to create, the next Captain America or whatever.
Right. The way that Elly looks at Ramsus reminds me of in Jackie Brown, right before Sam Jacks killed Robert De Niro, and he says,
"What the fuck happened to you, man?"
After he shoots him in the car.
Yeah.
Kind of just like supreme disappointment and like, what a waste.
Yeah. Before we get to the point to where Elly begins to sort of comfort Ramsus, he sort of accepts the fact that Ramsus himself, has become trash since the birth of Id, basically.
Yeah, he says since Faye was born, he was rejected and given life in a pile of trash, which is literally true, but not at that exact point in time.
Yeah, and I think it's not necessarily the birth of Faye. It probably has more to do with the birth of Id.
The birth of Id, yeah, that's a good point. But I mean, as far as he knows, that is Faye.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
As Elly comforts him, he begins to come to grips with this. And did you notice the still picture we see in the background here?
The the JPEG with the Solaris trash dump where we hung out with Citan and Elly. It flashes to a JPEG of a Solaris trash dump, and it's the exact same scene that we went to earlier in the game. And it is constantly obscured by text, and then I ended up pausing it at the exact right moment, and there's this gross fetus thing in the pile of trash.
Oh.
And then he says he bootstrapped himself up and crawled out of there and returned to a normal life. And then he says Faye came back into his life and made it all hell again. And I'm like, he's a fetus. How does he do that? Elly then psychoanalyzes Ramsus more and says that by attacking others, he confirms his own existence. If he didn't do this, he would be enveloped in a void, and then he would disappear. The emptiness in his heart would only grow. Ramsus demands she stops hitting him with that harsh truth and decides that even Elly is trying to take whatever it is that he's talking about people are taking away from him, and he calls it the warmth.
Ah.
Elly is like, dude, no one's doing any of this, you paranoid motherfucker. Says, don't...
Smoke some weed,
Yeah,
Ramsus.
dude, calm down. She says, don't fear love. And my comment on that is, hey, you can't reason with somebody like that when they're on one.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we get to the JPEG that is a fetus in a lab container with Krellian and the other...
A woman.
We've seen that woman before.
Is it?
It's Karen.
It's Karen.
It's Karen.
It's Faye's mother.
It's Faye's mom.
Okay.
That is definitely the Karen sprite.
Okay. I wasn't sure. All right. Wow. Okay.
Then Ramsus says, now you, and disappears or passes out or something.
Yeah.
What is Karen doing here? That's kind of like a big thing, right?
That's one of the... We've received a lot of lore and a lot of information on the systems that are driving the game, but that is the one thing that we haven't
connect
quite
yet?
got. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even though we know who everybody is, we know who Id is, we know who Groff is, we know lots of things, but we don't know who Karen is, really. So, then as the scene fades out, we get some more Elly narration about the fall of Ramsus.
You said Ramsus believed that love was something you take.
Yes.
Song it goes, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. You remember that?
Yes.
Is that true?
He craved love more than anyone else, and...
I mean, did he?
I mean, love and...
Kind of weird, fucked up love.
I don't think so, because love and rage are not necessarily intertwined. I guess they can. No, they're not.
No, I don't really think you
I don't
do
know.
that.
I mean, I'm no psychoanalyst or psychiatrist or professional of anything, but in my opinion, those are two separate human systems. So we'll find out, I guess. Do you think that Elly has begun to receive more of these like empath powers from Sophia, or is it just that like Elly is expressing human empathy because humans have empathy for the most part?
I think she would have expressed that empathy anyway because she's a female character in an RPG.
Oh yeah, because that was the way that she was written, and that's how women tend to be written.
But it does dovetail nicely with the whole nurturing Mother Sophia thing.
Indeed. I got another Gazel Ministry sequence, right?
So yeah, there's a new Gazel Ministry sequence.
Worthless.
Trash.
Reject.
Why even bother existing?
Defect.
Be gone.
We have no use for you.
All trash is of more worth to us than you.
Car, don't worry. I'll always be by your side. No one knows you better than I do. So, don't.
Miang. Is this all I can do? Is this the extent of my strength and abilities? I couldn't beat him. And in front of that woman, I couldn't even do a thing. Is this the limit of my existence? My abilities?
You're the same as Cain, an archetype that surpasses all humans. I made you in the same way, but he is the one who is preventing you from fully releasing your powers. Divided powers. That man was your original form, the primordial superior being. If you could defeat him, then you would be.
Yes. Even with your superior constitution, the existence of the original being hinders you. If you could eliminate the divided power, then it would all be yours. Don't you agree, Car?
Yes, Ramsus is there with Miang. He's getting called trash because that's what happens in these scenes now.
No, I mean, he's not getting called trash. He is getting owned.
Yes.
They have walked him out and they say, worthless, trash, reject, defect. Why even bother existing? Be gone. We have no use for you. Trash has more worth. All 8 of them take a turn at giving him double middle fingers.
I'm surprised they didn't use the nude Ramsus sprite here, like to
right?
completely humiliate him. I guess it's because he's fit
and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah,
they say that and then they walk. They disappear. Even the rotation, like undercurrent Gazel Soul 9000 music, stops.
So Miang and Krelian here are convincing Ramsus to destroy Cain and trying to.
Well, before that, they say, "Don't worry." They kind of like calm him down a little bit.
Yeah, it's true.
And she actually calls him Car here instead of Ramsus, and she says that no one knows him better than she does.
True.
Ramsus asks if this is all he can do, if this is the extent of his powers, which I guess is just get yelled at by digitized existence of ancient elders.
Yeah. So, yeah, they want him to destroy Cain and try to convince him that Cain is what is hindering his ultimate power. And
Krelian uses the word archetype. He calls him an archetype that surpasses all humans.
Interesting.
And then confirms that he made Ramsus.
Okay, yeah.
You think Ramsus knew that? He knew he was created, but he didn't.
Yeah, he knew he was special.
Like, have we seen a lot of Krelian on Ramsus interaction here?
Not
except for when Krelian had that lab and he let Ramsus into it to talk to Elly in the MRI machine?
Yeah. I don't think so. The Ramsus arc itself is becoming sort of a tragedy here.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel bad for him.
Very quickly did he turn into a sort of unforgivable villain into what he is. Because we sort of laughed at him being called trash up to this point, and now it's like, shit.
Yeah. So in convincing him to kill Cain, the way he hooks him, he says, if Cain dies, all of that power will go to Ramsus.
Yeah, that power.
Yeah,
sure.
The power. Does Ramsus not see himself being manipulated every single time somebody does this shit?
I think he's too blind with rage.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, for like the last 5 encounters, he's all just been like brooding about Faye.
Yeah.
Unable to focus.
Yeah.
Hasn't taken a break from work in 6 weeks.
It's true.
Punch out, mind. Do you think he has a room? Do you think he has like a house that he stays at, or if he's just dressed and ready to go all the time?
He hasn't slept since they were in Bledevik.
Like his room is just plain as hell with like a bed, a sink, and like a half a bar of soap.
It's
some
bad.
fiddle faddle.
Bad out there for Ramsus.
Cracker Jacks.
So then it goes to Faye narrating the next part.
Yeah, Flight plays for some reason.
Yeah, sure. And he's telling us that we're off to claim the last Anima Relic, and an old friend will await us in these ruins of 10,000 years old.
He also says Billy's gear looks different now, and that stuff is merged with organic and inorganic. He says he doesn't know what these are for, but they were clearly weapons, and he says their power must not fall into the hands of evil.
Yes.
And about the place that's 10,000 years old, he says it's the remains of the first civilization of this planet.
Is that older? That's older than Zeboim?
Yes, Zeboim was the 3rd civilization.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
And I think that's it.
More answers coming soon.
Hey, speaking of answers, you want to check the Real Net?
Yeah, let's check the Real Net for the answers.
Initializing Real Net.
Seth says, noise-canceling pants would be great.
Fuck yeah.
Denton D says we need leggings. Seth says, an Anima Relic is Ren Mizuo's hat. No. Billy's Dungeon is actually interesting because it's one of the old planet spaces from, we think, Zeboim, which is the same thing that we arrived at as well. Shopkeeper Johnny and Big Joe are the planet's only economy. Endlessly trading with each other until the end of time. Thank you for that one, Seth.
That's really good.
Laughing at me for taking Maria, thank you. Carfo thinks it's Faye that says that it's a Zeboim facility. Emeralda's special attack is a gif of a cow flying across the road in Twister.
Cow.
Really?
No, but that's what's posted here. It's the real net. Don't question the real net.
Okay, yeah, I'll put it in.
Yeah.
Another cow.
Sure.
R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
No, literally the gif is posted here in the
Oh,
thing.
I see. Yeah.
Seth says, part of that is Faye's Kim reincarnation, but I actually do wonder if part of that is the technology itself working through with thought and sentiment. Wondering about the technology that we worked with in that
that's
dungeon.
a good point.
Yeah,
that actually does logically make sense as far as why his Faye suddenly has neoed himself in the Matrix knowledge to operate that stuff.
And then, of course, I don't think we pointed this out, but definitely the G Elements thing, according to Seth, is definitely an homage to Voltron.
Yeah.
Or Power Rangers. Or
Voltron's the earliest adaptation of that that I was aware of. Actually.
I think that we just assumed that so much that we maybe forgot to mention it during the podcast.
Yeah.
Ramsus is the Kanye West of Xenogears, according to Carfo.
I don't know, man.
And Carfo, this is a really good point. Carfo gets a lot of Shakespearean vibes from a lot of the Xenogears concept, particularly with Ramsus.
As far as being like a
Shakespearean
tragedy.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Hammer too coming up, so a lot there. So thank you, Real Net, for joining us tonight, and that's it. Thank you, Eric. The podcast is over. This episode of the podcast is over.
Thanks, Chris. I finished my beer.
Thank you to our patrons. Thank you to our outtakes that are coming up soon. They're probably going to be funny, right? Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/retroamnesiapod. Send us an email at retrogradeamnesiapodcast@gmail.com. Thank you, Mark.
Shepard.
For the intro track. It sounds terrific. Until next time.
Yes, we'll kill God.
And now you may go back to sleep. Whoa, what's that fucking... Oh, you were adjusting that. Okay.
Yep.
It's like, what's that waveform? What's that waveform? Let me see your waveform. Eric?
I've stolen 2 things in my life.
Okay.
The first thing was 3 beads from the supply room when I was 3 at daycare.
Yeah.
The second thing was that head on that transformer.
Oh, wow. You should, fuck.
I should fuck?
Well, I mean... It's weird. Oh, yeah, this sounds like it's right. Okay. Now, test yours one more time, please.
I had sleep paralysis this morning.
You did? Is that...
I didn't know it was real until today.
You couldn't get out of sleep?
Well, like, Tiffany does this thing where her alarm goes off every 5 minutes for fucking 90 minutes or some shit.
I do that too, actually.
Yeah, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I had survived the third one and had fallen back asleep, but then the noise of my white noise machine transformed into like a whipping noise of somebody whipping something around.
Yeah.
Like that didn't actually happen. That happened in my head. And then I overlaid an image of like the handler from The Americans, the lady. She was hovering over me with like a knife type thing.
Wait,
the actress, I don't know what her name is, the older lady.
The one that's in that's also in Justified?
Haven't seen Justified.
Oh.
But she I was hallucinating a fake image over a real image with my open eyelids, and I could not will myself to move. It was terrifying. Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
I'm going to wear leggings next time.
Some conversation about wives who sleep through alarms for 90 minutes happens to Carfo.
Yeah, I don't get it. And you do that? That seems like a way to torture yourself, man.
Yeah, well, she's gone by the time it happens to me, so.
Yeah, but you do it to yourself.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Just get up.
Yeah, true.
Get up the first time.
Why am I not hearing myself? Okay, never mind. I'm hearing myself now. Okay.
No, we need to podcast in those full Green Man bodysuits.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. It's on. Now I just got to pull my notes up, then we're good. Oh, my notes are already
off this marker.
Oh, yeah, I got a lot of markers.
That's good.
Yeah, hit that marker.
Yeah.
Okay, now. Look, I appreciate the code puzzle here.
Mm-hmm.
I really do appreciate the fact that there's a code puzzle. But I cannot be asked to figure it out right now at age 37. I'll be 38 in like 2 months.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. I can't be asked to do this, especially when I'm playing this game on a time crunch. So I looked it up, and I think it has to do with some sort of arithmetic.
Oh, are you talking about when you take the elevator down? Okay,
yes,
so
I skipped too far ahead of my notes, Eric. I apologize.
I was going to say we take one elevator down, and then we go.
Let's go back and talk about the elevator.
Okay,
cut that part.
What do you mean, cut it?
Put it at the end of the podcast.
From where? My mother was still typing things for me in 8th grade, I think.
Typing things for you?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, I didn't know how to type.
I mean, you just didn't press the keys on the keyboard?
I mean, type with expediency.
Oh,
I was just sitting there, like, dictating my Life magazine report to...
That's weird, Eric.
Yeah.
You should just type it in.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
The keys are right there.
It was a bad move. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not proud of it. Anyway, way smarter than I am.
Did you enroll in the keyboarding class?
Yes, I did, actually.
Okay.
I went to 2 lessons, and then my teacher got cancer.
Oh, shit. Damn it, Eric. Oh, man. Okay, always find a way to own me.
There you go. Bring it down. P and multiplies it by 10. Oh, that was a burp.
Yep.
And then hits you with it. Yes, Stallone says yes for the building of our island.
That man was your original form. The primordial... Did I say that right?
Yep.
Superior being. If you could defeat him, then you would be...
Now, would you like to hear some hot sounds that I've recorded?
Yeah. I think those just get worse. They just get worse and worse.
They do
every
get worse.
Fucking time.
Yeah, they do. I think that's a good point.
The primordial super... Motherfucker.
Sorry for my pen. Night Wolf shows mercy.